Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna do Beyond, issue number 1 of 6 by by Marvel Comics with the writers Greg McDuffie, I believe. I have to look that up real quick. And Scott Collins. Let me check. Yeah, DWAYNE MCDUFFIE. Okay. So yeah, this is well, for those who not know what this actually means, this is a hint to the whole Secret Wars storyline that's been, well, maybe one of the, if not one of the most popular storylines in Marvel Comics. They do some kind of a mini series, 1 of 6. I got all of them here, and yeah, we're gonna see what's this all about. So let's dive in. Okay, so this guy is burying dudes, and he says, "Light years from you." Oh, well, let's just skip that. Despite my efforts, the depraved cosmic experiment continues, and the last round was particularly ugly. Usually, I've been able to help at least a few members of the test groups to survive. Sometimes I even help people escape from this godforsaken place. But the tests are getting harder, the temptations greater. This time, everybody took the bait and started fighting right away. Before I could do anything, they all killed each other. So we have, I believe this is a double header. Villain from the Hulk. We have, of course, the Skrull and the Decree, if I'm not mistakenly. And so yeah, this guy's here burying all these people, and we see a massive grave. So who is he? I don't know. We're gonna find out. The Great Beyond, by the way. I'm gonna use this title for my video. It's pretty easy. Why not? So, and then we go to Earth, and so coming back to Scott Collins. Scott Collins is in. I like his art a lot. I like his style, and I believe his best work is DC's Flash. And when I saw this, I thought, hey, this is the Flash, right? This is Barry Allen or Wally West, and this is a girlfriend, the race swap version. But then I thought, oh no, this is a totally different character. Now, who is this character? It's none other than Gravity. So who's Gravity? Well, he's a new character that stuck around for a while, and then he became obsolete, like a lot of new characters. And I must say, I like Gravity. Do not know him very well, but he's a likable character. He's a little bit Spider-Man light. He makes the same kind of jokes, etc. But his costume is just god awful. We just goggles. I don't know. Just give him a cool costume. And by the way, his name, Gravity. I mean, it's the same. Hey, what's your name? Well, my name is Potato, or Water, or Air. Stuff like that. Just call him. I don't know. Just simple. Gravity Boy or Gravity Man. Add something to it. All right. So this stuff going on with this powered being. Gravity comes, throws a car upon him, and he calls the police. Well, the police are already here. He says, "It's all yours, officers." Brush fires, almost invulnerable. And Brushfire comes out. He says, "I'm so mad at you right now." And then, "Dude, I just hit you with a car. There's a truck right over there." Hinting. So he says, okay, I'll go with the cops. And the cop says, "Thanks for the save. When we saw you, we were sure you were headed straight for that big thing in the park." "What big thing in the park?" "Oh, that big thing in the park." So yeah, this is even the angle, it's very familiar. We've seen it before. I like that. It's just Secret Wars. Secret Wars was great. And so he's going in and he's being teleported, but he also is unconscious, and he's being waked up by, well, these guys. So I'm going to introduce you a little bit to these guys. Well, most of you probably know who these are. But then I forgot. I believe Hank Pym here is one of the guys that has probably the most changes in his life. He was Ant-Man, he was Giant Man, he was Jello Jacket, and then something in between, all these different costumes that he has. And now he looks like that guy from, Australia that died, unfortunately, because he was hit by, I believe, a stingray or something. And that, was on television with the animals all the time. I forget his name, Steve Irving, something like that. Please don't quote me on that. And and we have Venom, but I believe this is not the Venom we know. This is Gargan, the Scorpion. And there was a time that Scorpion was taken over by the symbiote. Long story, I'm not going into that. And of course, you have Medusa, Firebird, and what is with you guy, dude? Spider-Man, of course. Coming back to the other guys a little bit later. And so Gravity wakes up and he says, hey, where am I? And he's surprised that he was in deep space. So this guy is Red Hood. He's a baddie and wants to smoke. And Wasp says, do not light those. We don't know what maintaining our atmosphere. So he does this. And then, I don't know, this particular dude really gets in the Hood's face. Anyway, it's a bad habit. Great. Cigarette Nazis in space. Talking to him. Maybe we should make a movie. And then, you want a piece of me smoking my chimney? It's just silly banter. But then he also does this. Now, I know I have read a lot of comics with the Red Hood. He's been, let's say, depicted as misunderstood criminal. Well, a criminal with a certain past. Also wanted to do good with his girlfriend or his wife at the time. But he also is a really big piece of shit, and he wants to kill people a lot. But now he's acting goofy and silly. Different writers, I don't know, it seems they have trouble with consistency when it comes to particular characters. Anyway, so Medusa is here, says, hey, enough with the banter. We need to concentrate figuring out who's done this to us and why. And then we have Dr. Pym, and he says, my wife, ex-wife, has some insight into all that, Janet. So I want to highlight this particular thing. So the writers always wants to depict Henry Pym in a bad light. They always want to go, remember the time that he hit his wife and that he was schizophrenic and, betrayed the Avengers? Oh, yeah, everybody knows that, by the way, but it seems that the writers always needs to push that narrative, although it's not really here, but they not really, seem to let it go that these two are separated because of that, and they want him to be he's still in love with his ex-wife and he cannot let it go, and that's why he says my wife all the time. It's so sad. I mean, can we just move on from this particular storyline between these two? I mean, he was with Tigra. He was also with Firebird for a short time. I mean, let this man move on. He saved the world many times. No need to bat us all over the head with the same trope all the time. Really riles me up. Anyway, let's move on. So we have Venom here, Wasp, and Wasp wants to explain, about the secret wars, etc. But then something's happening, and the voice says, I am from beyond, slay your enemies, and all your desires shall be yours. Nothing you dream of the impossible for me to accomplish. Cool. All right. So, and then you're all silent. So Gravity here says, anybody know what he's talking about? So, and Wasp explains that the Beyonder was the living embodiment of a cosmic cube. The other people don't know that. And so Pym explains it was a device that turns your thoughts into reality. Anything you can conceive. So it grants wishes, like Aladdin's lamp. More like a monkey's paw. Aladdin's lamp didn't ask you to kill someone in return for your wishes. All right. So Red Hood says, all right, that's for me the cue to act upon that wish and try to kill people. But, this guy, so I'm going to spoil it. This is Kraven the Hunter narrative. Remember the Kraven the Hunter, one of the great villains of Spider-Man? Well, it seems he has a son that took over the mantle. God, I hate Mantle so much. And of course, he has now disappeared because this is a lame-ass character. Nobody liked him, so he's been booted off the mainstream comics now. Somehow, probably will return, maybe in the future or not. But sometimes, well, a lot of times, all these, how do you say, kids of heroes and villains, they all grown up. They always take over the mantle, and it's more like a carbon copy, but then better and faster and stronger, than the original. And it's all shit. It doesn't stick. Anyway, so he takes him out, and Kraven says, "Open your eyes. There's nobody in this room you're capable of killing, even with these toys, except maybe the fat scientist." Excuse me? I'm not fat. Whatever. Yeah, like I said, they're still making a joke of Hank Pym. They like to bash him in all the time. I really don't like that. Anyway, so these Kraven and even Venom, let's call him Venom, wants to make a deal with the Beyonder, and Firebird says, "You're seriously suggesting we all fight until there's only one survivor?" No, anyway, that's not what I heard him say. Near as I can figure out, of this whole group, I only got one enemy. And it's you! And Spider-Man says, "Well, like I didn't see that coming." So they're having a fight. And Wasp and the others want to chime in, but Spider-Man says, no, don't need that. Gargan, couldn't beat me when he was the Scorpion, and he certainly cannot beat him now, even with the Venom suit. But then this is happening. Well, he created a tail like, when he was Venom, and stabs Spider-Man to death. Well, it's a little bit dramatic, but everybody's in shock. Look at his face. I did it, he says. He's a very happy man. And Medusa, catches him, and she says, "Don't speak." And he thinks that she is Mary Jane because of the red hair. And he says, "Mary Jane, got to tell you one last thing. I love you." And then he dies. What with the purple blood, by the way? Anyway, so he dies, and she says he's gone. And Venom says, "Ha-ha! I killed my enemy. Where is my reward? Give me what I deserve." And she says, "I promise. Don't worry about that, Venom. I promise you get exactly what you deserve." Don't like the costume, by the way, but this is a cool ending for, the next issue. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this whole Beyonder thing. They are doing it again, but probably different. We'll see who is behind the curtain. See you later, guys. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.